on 1395, Adelaide's 5AA. This is Driving with Dixon.
That it is for the final time in 2024. Driving with Dixon here on your Wednesday night on 5AA. Charlie Dixon, Sam Daddo alongside you. Charlie, good evening, mate.
Evening, mate. How are you?
Good. End of year, final show.
Yes.
What's
Christmas
been going on?
time. Which we love.
We do.
Plenty's been going on, like normal. Mad rush to get sort of everything ready for Friday night. Obviously, with the event from 5 till 8 p.m, come down and have some tacos and a couple of beers to celebrate 2024.
We'll chat about that a bit later as well.
A little bit later. But Thursday night last week, we took the Monaro out for the first time with the new combo. It's back. And then it went straight to AdmoFab and it's getting cut up again. So, which is great.
Okay, that was planned.
Yeah, that was planned.
Okay.
So, but anyway, it was the Kenda Nightmare at the Bend, but then it was the Horner, which was on the Friday and Saturday, and then it was the Horner Performance Test and Tune on the Thursday night, which is what I went to. I think I had about 5 or 6 runs. First run, 9.6 at like 143 mile an hour.
Now, what were we trying to beat?
We're trying to beat 9.1.
Okay.
So
first run, 9.6.
First run,
nice.
Yeah, nice. But we only, like I said, we only ran last week. We were running on gate pressure, so 15 pound. And I, on the first run, left at 4 pounder boost off the line. Like, he had Adam from MPW there, Adam Rogash, who won Drag Challenge this year, sorry. He was sort of pitted next to us with an SA car. He was helping a client and managed to jump on the computer and sort of turn up the boost off when we were leaving from the trans brake but then it still went to just 15 pound. But we ended up getting it the 60 foot down from like a 1.5 to like a 1.4 or a low 1.4 or 1.3 or something. We ended up leaving from 4 pound and then it was set at 6 pound, and then we ended up leaving on the last run at 16 pound, and the track and the rear end of the Monaro took it, didn't spin. I was really surprised that it didn't because of the setup we have in the rear end, but ended up running a 9.3 at 143 but like took off like a rocket. But then because it's only 15 pound, it got there so quick. And it just sort of like when you leave, it's like whoa, and then it gets to half track and you're like
out of breath. Yep.
Like, what's going on? Where normally we'd have 30 pound in it by the middle of the track, and then it'd be an 8-second pass. And it was pretty cool to watch Adam work on the computer and sort of 2-step and then bring it to the 3-step. So bring it all the RPM up and then dump it. And then so we build the RPM to bring the boost up, and then it sort of dumps the RPM, brings it back down, but still holds the boost.
Right.
So like, it was real awesome to see that. So I was like, right, and then it goes, and I'm like, this is so cool. And like, everything he's saying is like going straight over my head. And I'm like, oh, okay, just do it. Yeah. He's like, right, see how that goes. And every time, just like, it was unreal. And it was so much fun to be out there, and just such a good night too. Like from 4 o'clock till 10 o'clock we're racing, we're just testing, and it was awesome. And some of the cars of that Kenda meet, wow, seriously fast car, like 6-second street cars, like. So
what was that?
Yeah. There's heaps of them there, like VK Commodores. There's a couple of RB ones, 7-second VL, sort of similar setup to the HX, and got an update on that as well, which is good. And then there was like so Frank Marchese from Danny Engines, his old XW was there, which is a 680 car. Was still on leaf springs, I think. Last time there was one I was in for Drag Challenge in 2018. We won. But yeah, that was just a wild bunch of cars, and such a cool event. And I was just pumped to be up there and be able to get behind the seat, and then dropped it off on Friday morning at, where was it? Adelaide Motorsport Fabrication, so AdmoFab, with the bigger turbo. And so I'm going to be selling the old turbo, the old manifolds, and should be able to pick that up early Feb.
So how was the runs? You said you did 6?
No, I did 6 runs, yep.
Happy with it?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Car performed really, really well. Did what we wanted it to do. I wanted to go at least a 9.1 on that 15 pound, but we didn't end up getting there because which is good because it just stayed at that 15 pound because I didn't want to hurt anything or anything like that. So now once we get it back, we can change all the oils and go through it all over again, and then go racing again. So, and I've signed up to a couple of events in the new year as well. So
I think we've spoken about it, but what do you want to get it down to?
Oh, like mid-8.
Mid-8, okay.
It should do that, really. It really should do that. I mean, with what it was taking off the line the other day, 16 pound off that rear end, and we're doing some sort of suspension upgrades in the front as well. So that'll help it again. But yeah, I'm extremely excited.
Now, I've done a bit of circuit stuff, like when you get to have a muck around at the Bend or Malala. I've never done drag racing. What is that feeling when you take off?
There's something about it, like when you when you're holding onto that button and like it's funny. I was saying like you're watching, so like you've got your finger on that button, and like when you're just testing, you're not really looking at the lights or anything. So like when you get into stage and then the lights
we know you might have a little bit of trouble.
Yeah,
with that.
which I have, and the lights go all the way down green, and then I'm just you're just waiting there, and you're sitting there, and then you're just building boost, and you're looking at the screen, and you're like, oh yeah, there's my boost marker, and then you let go of the button, and you're looking down as you let go of the button, and it just takes off and shoots you back into the seat, and then you're like, whoa, and then it sort of slows down because it's only got that sort of amount of boost in it. But there's not another feeling like it, I don't think. I mean, just it feels like you're getting shot out of a gun, I guess, and I can't even imagine what it feels like to be in something that's actually got serious horsepower compared to mine.
Is that the pick of the bunch for racing for you? If you could do some sort of racing, is it drag racing?
Yeah. I mean, I've done minimal circuit stuff, but like when I was in JP's car and stuff like that, I love that too. But it's hard work, that stuff, like you've got to be actually fit. Where this, I can just sit there, it's 8 seconds done, or 9 seconds, whatever it is. But that doesn't mean I don't want to do that. I'm definitely keen to do some more circuit stuff for sure. But yeah, I think I just love trying to get it down to a time. I never thought I'd like be keen to do that. But but then also the racing side of it. My car's now set up so I can get on the line and bump in, and build the boost and then bump in. So then you watch a lot, and watching a bit of the stuff that was going on for the Kenda. That I'm pretty keen to do some actual racing about it and see what we can do. So which would be pretty bloody cool. So it's just awesome. It was so much fun, and it's been a year. Just over a year since I've been on the track. So pretty excited. But yeah, I'm starting to put all the cars together now.
Yeah. So you said the HX.
Yep.
What's going on with that?
I'm picking that up tomorrow from wiring.
Oh.
So like it's been wired up.
Okay.
So we could start it, but
oh no, there's always a but.
We could start it, but there's still a fair bit to go through. So what I will say is we are revealing that at MotorX on, I think it's May 13th or something like that. I think it is. I'll have to have a check. But MotorX next year in Melbourne, the HX will be there. So I'll pick it up Friday. I think I'm going to take it out to Dan's, or I might have it there. No, I can't have it there at the show because then it's no point revealing it. I've got to take it from there to Dan's on Friday, and then he's going to pull everything out, and then so we're going to get the converter measured up on Friday, and then from there we go to Dan's. He pulls it all apart, get everything to coating. He re-welds the chassis, and then I go over then I'll put it on the trailer, and I'll take it over to Parks New South Wales to Adam Pay Restorations, who did all the bodywork. He's going to fix up all the paint and all the little bits and pieces that need to be fixed. There's a couple of tiny little rust spots, so he's going to make it all look pretty again, bring it back, put it all together. But while it's over there, we'll get everything sent away for coating. So get everything coating, everything nice, put it back in together for the last time, get the seat in, and then we're ready to go.
Any other updates on any other vehicles?
Hilux, we have
Which one?
Sorry, yeah, that's right. I've got two now. Well,
only two. When we started this show, it was more than two.
We had three.
Yeah.
We had three. Yeah, the black one goes to Tyre Power tomorrow. They're going to have it over the break while I'm away, and just slowly fix it up, I guess, and just make sure it's all drivable and whatnot. Fix the aircon, new radiator and injectors, and just check over everything, so it's nice. And then the little orange one, instead of going a carby setup like I was going to go for a carby setup, Mick from Paul Pavlo Motors, he's got a Holly ECU on his HG Prem single turbo, and I just bought that off him because he's going to a Haltech. He said, I'll do your deal. And normally every time I walk into that place, a deal's normally me sort of paying money. But this will work out good, because I think, or what I can see what's going to happen to that Hilux in my head in the future is it's going to be a fast car. So a very, very, very fast car. So that's what I can see in my head. So I was like, yeah, all right, we'll start with a Holly. We'll see how that goes. And we'll still look like a bit of a carby setup, but we're going to go down that path. So I might have have that engine. Like I've got extractors, engine, gearbox, clutch, radiator, and an ECU now. So basically, the car, when I get back from Christmas, car's going to Jace at Tough Mounts, and he's going to put it in. I'm going to try to help him a little bit until he goes, get out of here, I'm doing this. You're just making a mess. And then we'll get it back, and then Mick will wire it up. Like, that's a good thing about those Holly things. They just sort of plug in, like to what they are. And it's got a little digital screen as well, so I won't need the sort of cluster and that. And then it's all touch screen. So sort of worked out all right. I just need to get a fuel system, and then we're ready to go. So the cars are going. And XR6, I'm driving that at the moment. Loretta's pushed into the back of the shed, giving her a spell. I nearly bought another car over the weekend, and then V talked me out of it.
Good job, V.
Which is good, but that car still might get bought in the new year if it's still there, for the new website and giveaways and stuff like that we're looking at doing. So we're just crossing our T's and dotting our I's with all that sort of stuff, but there's a big exciting news coming with that. Building
for 2025. Before we head to the break, just some quick motorsport news that's broke this morning, which isn't it's not the craziest motorsport news, but plenty of outlets are now reporting that Sergio Perez has been finally put out of his misery, and so that he won't be driving with Red Bull next year. Also, reports are that Yuki Tsunoda has been snubbed, so it's going to be probably Liam Lawson, is what you reckon. We spoke about this last week and the week before. The amount of co-drivers Max has been through now. Like the one that went with him a bit was Ricciardo, but then he went off a bit more money. He went to Renault. Obviously, wasn't the greatest choice for him.
No.
Good financially, not great for his career. Next year, and of course, you've got to remember Adrian Newey's not there anymore to design the car. He's gone off to Aston Martin.
That's right.
So it could be Liam Lawson, Max Verstappen next year in Red Bull. Interesting.
Very, very interesting. And have you seen all the memes about about the cartel? Like Horner, like standing there and trying to fire Sergio, and then standing next to Sergio is the cartel, Mexican cartel. So anyway, that didn't happen. Sergio is on his way by the sounds of it, so I'm sure he'll find a seat. He is a good driver. He was just under the pump, I guess. I
guess at this point of the year, though, it's probably, I don't know what's available. It might be a bit hard, but I'm sure one of the low-lying teams. He'll bring money.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's it. The Mexicans, they get behind their own.
They do.
They do. You see it all over in any sport. They're there.
Yep.
In droves. So
that's the latest in Formula One. We'll take a quick break, all thanks to Louver House. Be back. Plenty of events coming up, and your questions next.
This is Driving with Dixon on Adelaide's 5AA.
That it is. Welcome back to Driving with Dixon for the final time here in 2024. Charlie Dixon, Sam Dado with you. Weather's warming up, Charlie. We had a real stinker on Monday.
It was horrible, wasn't it?
Today's, I think, it got to a bit top of about 30, but that means there's plenty of events to get into over the next few weeks.
Absolutely. So starting with my one, obviously, on Friday the 20th, we have DWD Cars and Creators, the last one for the year. Deck the Hoods edition, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Deck the Hoods, I like that.
So throw a bit of tinsel on the cars. I know you don't want to scratch the cars, but throw something out there so you're a part of the Christmas spirit. This is the only Christmas car meet you'll want to go to. Senor Taco will be there. We'll have some drinks and one last opportunity to show off your cars at Chuck's Garage, and I'll have merch for those last minute Chrissy presents, and we're going to be choosing cars from the street to go into the wall. We don't have too many. I haven't sort of organised any cars, so bring your cars down, and if you're lucky enough, we'll push it in the wall, get a few photos, and we'll rotate it through. But yeah, that's Friday night, people. We'll see you there from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m, which will be a good one.
So we'll crack into some of the questions you've sent in. Simon asks, what's the colour of your new race suit going to be? Yeah,
well, that's a good question, because I think Simon's going to be making that one for me. So we've got to come up with a bit of a race suit. Like, I know I really like the overall look, having like something like that, but I know Cletus has done that, but he's got an American flag on it and stuff, so maybe I'll do like an Australian flag with some overalls or something like that. That'd be pretty cool, and like have a mullet hanging out of the back of the
helmet.
Out of the helmet or something. I don't know, something cool. But it'll definitely have DWD, the license plate on it, so that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, that's another one.
John wants to know, how do we get in contact with you to be becoming an ambassador for our bike club?
Well, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Send a message to, like you just did here with Driving with Dixon. Send a message to the Instagram or Facebook and get in contact with us, and V will be able to help us get in contact because that sounds pretty cool.
Hamo, would love to see you race in a speedway car. Now, you went in a speedway car
I
here
did.
at the 500, didn't you? A bit of a squishy
Yeah,
fit.
a bit of a squishy one. So if they have something that I can fit in, I'd definitely love to have a go. Sort of. I mean, they're pretty wild looking things. I'd love to just have a go on one of the other, like the old Commodores in the 3.6 litre Mang. Something like that would be pretty cool. Or 3.8 litre, whatever they are. Yeah, something start with that. It'd be pretty cool to have a go though. That's for sure.
Zbevan, I think. Zbevan. This is a nice one. What's one of your Christmas traditions or favourite Christmas memories?
Favourite sort of Christmas tradition is what we it would be Christmas Eve. We, because Dad had a bus company, so we'd pile everyone in a bus, in like a little small sort of Toyota coaster or something like that, and we'd go around and look at all the main Christmas lights.
Nice.
And as we got older, we'd sort of still do it with all the family and stuff like that, so I think we might be doing that this year, but have a couple of quiet beverages and go check out all the Christmas lights. I know my brothers, little ones, they love it, so I'd say that's what we're doing.
How young are they?
8 and 4.
Perfect age.
Or 5.
Perfect age for Christmas
So, yeah,
lights.
they love it. And George, the oldest, is always like, oh, I've seen better than that. I've seen better than that. So, yeah, of course you have, mate. Shut up.
The 8-year-old. Mark, can you please start a podcast covering all things motorsport Australia related? There's nothing decent in Australia. Mate, tune in to Driving with Dixon.
Oh, what are we doing here, man?
This is a radio show and a podcast.
Exactly. Hey, you never know. This is where we're kicking off. So, jump on here and listen if you want.
Gavin, bit of a
Long-winded one here.
Here we go. I'll try my best. Adelaide's streetcar cruising scene is minimal and needs your help, Charlie. We need closely grouped together, not sparsed out and unrecognisable cruisers. Organised, and you are the guy who can make that happen. Can you help out Adelaide's tough car cruising scene?
I don't know. Like, the cruising stuff, I do like. I love cruising around and go and do that sort of stuff. But I don't know. I guess I can help out. Like I can try. We're going to try to do one for this Friday night, and then come back to the shed. But it was just all a little bit too hard. So I'm sure we can help out in sort of in any other way, I guess. But I don't know. Neither here or there, I guess. But yeah, definitely keen to help out, whatever, in any way I can. Like I always say, like I want to make, if you need something to do with the car industry, you got to come through my channels, and I can help out as much as I can. So yeah, definitely be keen to sort of help out with that. I'm not sure what he means by like unrecognizable and sparsed out, and yeah, I don't closely grouped. What do you want, bumper to bumper? I just think there's not enough good drivers in the world these days to be able to be sort of bumper to bumper closed, and because people will be looking at the cars and end up running up the back of one. So I think that's maybe why there's probably not as many cruisers as there used to be, because of the other drivers and stuff. They don't understand it. They don't get why we spend all this time and money on these cars and make them sort of what we love. So I can understand not wanting to go on cruise, where instead you could park up at an event for 3 hours, have a drink or have a feed and just chill out and see some other cool cars. I think that's more the way the car community is going at the moment. Having a 3 hour meet, you can come and go as you please. I think the ones that are locked in for like your 8 hours, or from like 8 till 4, I just don't think there's going to be as many as those things, unless they're a weekend sort of thing, where like the 500 or something like that, where you can, there's other things to go look at, where you're sitting by your car and for 8 hours, you lose your whole day. And weekends, time to spend with family and friends, I guess. So you get your 3 hours in the morning done, bang, out of there, or 3 hours at night, have a feed, have a beer, and then see you later. I think that's the way to go. Well, that's the way I see it anyway. I mean, you do what you want to do.
Exactly right. Now, this is the last one for us for 2024.
Yep.
What are your plans for Christmas? You said you're heading home?
Heading home on Saturday morning.
Flying or driving?
Flying this time. So we got an early flight, 6 o'clock flight. It's like the only direct one up there. So it's going to be an early morning for me. So hopefully I'll keep a lid on it on Friday night and we'll be right. But yeah, that's my plan. We're going to spend 2 weeks up there and then go up to the Tablelands where my brother lives, and we've got the lake up there and the boat. So just going to be cruising around. Got a couple mates up there, got some pretty cool cars too. So I might do a little bit of filming up there, but it's just going to be chilling out with the family, I think.
Good to hear. Now, you enjoy your break.
Yes, I'll try my best.
We'll see you back here in 2025. And that's all thanks to Lever House, the leaders in transforming your outdoor space into a great entertainment area with an opening and closing roof. See you next year.
See you next year, mate.